Okay, so there's only going to be one guided example for your notes today. And let me tell you what you need to copy down. So you don't need to copy down all of these words, but what I do want you to copy down is the ratio that we're starting with. So you're going to copy down what's highlighted in blue, and then you're going to copy this table up at the top, and you're going to create your own graph, but you'll do that with me. So go ahead and pause this until you can copy down this and the table, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So the problem that we're given is a bakery uses a cake recipe that calls for 2 cups of sugar for every 5 cups of flour. How much sugar will the bakery use for 10, 15, 20, and 25 cups of flour? The best way for us to figure that out is to just graph the relationship between the sugar and the flour. That's going to give us the answer in a much clearer way than anything that we've learned so far. So before we can graph, we're going to have to create our own table, and that's why I had you copy this down. So we are going to use one direction for sugar and one direction for flour. Now, it doesn't matter which direction you choose when you're creating your own graph, but for us, they've already told us that they want us to use the X for flour. So remember, X goes left and right, and Y goes up and down. So you're going to label your graph the same. So you should have this line and this line. You don't have to worry about all these other ones, okay? So they want us to use the x-axis for flour. So I will label this down here, flour. And you should label that on yours as well. And then they want the y-axis to represent the sugar. So I'll come over here and I will label this sugar. Now, the nice thing about using graph paper is that it does have these nice little boxes. And the practice problems that you guys are working on will have those little boxes, which will help a lot. But in your notes, if you don't have those little boxes, it's okay, all right? What I do want you to label is I want you to label 0 here, right? Because if we're right here, y is 0 and so is x. Okay, now before we go any further on this, let's finish filling out our chart up here. We know that for every 2 cups of sugar, we have 5 cups of flour. So our ordered pair, remember this is x and this is y, would be 5, comma 2. We're just going from left to right. So it'd be 5, comma 2. So we're just going to go in order. So if we're over here, we're counting by 5s. Over here, we're counting by 2s. So this would be 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Again, over here, we're counting by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So when we go over here to write our ordered pair, which remember is always inside parentheses, we put our first number, then our next number. So this would be 10, comma 4. The next one would be 15, comma 6. The next one would be 20, comma 8. And then the last one is going to be 25, comma 10. Now this is awesome because now all we have to do is plot our ordered pairs. So this is what I want you to do on your paper since you don't have graph paper. I want you to put some tick marks a little bit a ways away from each other, and we're going to label them the flower. See how it counts by fives? We're going to label them by fives. So the first tick mark you'll label 5. Then the next one will be 10. Then 15, 20, and 25. Again, you don't have to have those little lines. You're just going to put like a tick mark. Okay. For the sugar, it counts by twos. So you'll put a tick mark and you'll label it 2. Then you'll do another one and label it 4. Then you'll do another one and label it 6. Now you can see how mine are actually representative of 5 and 2. But on your notes, as long as you put a little mark and you label it, that's what's going to work. So then here is 8. And it looks like we need to go up to 10. So we'll go up to 10 here. And you can pause this until yours is labeled. So we're going to put dots on each of our ordered pairs. So 0, 0 is going to be right here. Then 5, 2. So we go over to 5, up to 2. Then 10, 4. So over to 10, up to 4. Then 15, 6, over to 15, up to 6. 20 and 8. So we go right 20. We count up to 8. And the last one is 25, 10. So I go over to 25 and I go all the way up to 10. Now I'm going to put a straight line through it, or as straight as I possibly can with my finger on my mouse. And it says, why did the points create a straight line? Well, the reason these points created a straight line is that there's a proportional relationship. Each one of these is an equivalent fraction. So when this moves the same amount. So even though this jumps by 10 and this jumps by 2, they jump by the same amount each time. And that's what creates a proportional relationship. So all you're going to do today is you're going to practice creating a table like this and then graphing it. So it should be pretty fun. I only gave you a couple of problems for you to try, and I will give you an answer key so you can check your answers. All right, have fun.